Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at this low-cost battery by WattCycle. Now I'm pretty amazed at the price on this battery. For a 100 amp hour 12 volt battery with low temperature protection, we will test that. It's going for $230 on Amazon. So like I said, it's a 100 amp hour battery. It is capable of doing 100 amps of charging and 100 amps of discharging. They do recommend of doing 20 amps of charging just to ensure the longevity of the battery. This is lithium iron phosphate. $230. If it actually has low temperature protection, this is great value for your money. Now this is a group 24 sized battery, so it is a smaller profile than we're typically used to seeing on this channel. And let me grab another battery just to give you a comparison. So as you can see, this is a lot shorter than the typical 100 amp hour battery. Basically the same height, and it is basically the same width. It's just the length of the battery is a lot shorter. And looking at the front of the battery, we have the name brand, 12 volt, 100 amp hour, lithium iron phosphate. There's a sticker on the side here that gives you the model, nominal voltage, capacity, and energy. On the back side, we just have the watt hour capacity with some contact information. And on the top of the battery, we have the epoxy terminals, as well as a nylon strap. So let's get to the capacity test, see if it passes that first, and I'm really curious about that low temperature protection. If this has that, this is going to be the cheapest battery that I know of with low temperature protection. Also with the battery, we get 4 of these screw downs for your lugs, and we also get some cap protectors for after you screw in your lug, you can put these on to protect it a little bit. And we also get a user manual as well. And this user manual is actually pretty good. It's got colored pictures. The pages feels like a magazine type paper. It's not just a cheap printout that they just threw in there. There was some thought made in this manual. Okay, and I'm ready to start my test. I've obviously already pre-charged the battery, so we're at a 100% there. So let's begin this test. Okay, and we've got our load going, and we're at about 45 amps almost. So I'm going to let this test run, and then we'll be back with the results once we're all drained out of this WattCycle battery. And the discharge test is complete. We have 100.34 amp hours. This is just a pass, but a pass is a pass. So next, let's open this up and see what the internals look like. Okay guys, now I have this battery pack out, and check this out. Check out the level of detail in this. This is beautiful. So we have banding. Actually, first, let me show you. So I actually damaged the corner here. I had a screwdriver in and I was trying to pry up on the lid here, and I pushed down on the cells inadvertently. So I did cause a little bit of an indent here, but there's no electrolyte leaking or anything. I don't see anything. I don't smell anything. So I'm not worried about it. It's perfectly fine. This is just an aluminum casing. So it's fine that that's indented a little bit. Not ideal, but you know, stuff happens when you're trying to rip open a battery. I actually almost went Will Prowse on this battery, grabbed my oscillator and just hacked it open. But I'm trying to save it. Let's start out with the cells. Actually, let's start out with the structure. So we have this metal banding that comes right across. And on the bottom here, you can see we have the metal plate. And these are actually screwed together, and there's even glue on the ends of the screw. On the front here, we have laser welded bus bars and riveted balance cables. And all these balance cables are nice and tight. There's no movement in them. Now these pieces of foam were up here. I've just taken them off. What else? Here's the BMS here. Shinjinhua Energy Co. Limited. This is model WT7100. 100A, 4G, and there's glue on the rest. I can't make it out. Manufacturer date 2023-07-28. So all these connections here are tight, and they also have this fire wrap on them. Same with this cable here. It looks like it's got fire wrap up to this location, and then this is jointed. I can feel hydraulic crimp in here on either end to join the wires. And this is actually 4-gauge cable here. So we have 4-gauge cable on the positive, 4-gauge cable on the negative. This zip tie coming around here seems to be holding the BMS as well as it's glued. We have the balance lead cables coming out of here. And this spot right here looks to be a temperature sensor. Yep, and we have a temperature sensor. Okay, we're going to test this temperature sensor in a minute. Okay, and you can see the back of the cells. Thicker than fish paper, but some kind of fish paper in between. So we have isolation between the cells. So yeah, everything looks pretty darn good. Yeah, we have fish paper where the metal from the bracket system touches the cells. We have epoxy board on either side. We have this strap here that has isolation between the strap and the cells to hold everything together so it's compressed. So I'm actually quite impressed with this battery for the price. Like $230, guys. This is amazing. This is a steal. Let's check this low temperature. If this works, that's going to be crazy for the price. Okay, and here we are. We are charging with 5 amps. So let's put this cold pack on here and see if we can't trigger the low temperature protection. Come on, work, please work. Oh my, that was quick. So we have a battery for $230 with a build quality like this and low temperature protection. Let's try this again in real time. So I'm chilling. And there it goes. Low temperature protection. Let's check high temperature while we're here. And high temperature works as well. Okay, now let's see what kind of cells they're using. If these are Eve cells, that's going to be crazy. Oh, I'd really like to know what type of cells these are. Too much shine. And I'm not able to pick up the cell. I'm not picking up. These look exactly like Eve cells. The terminals, the vents. Let me see if I can check my serial number list. Eve usually has a 04Q, and this is a 03H. Yeah, so that's curious. I am 80% sure that these are Eve cells. Let me know in the comment section below. I'll put the QR code here on the screen. If you guys can look into it and let me know if you know what type of cells these are. I'm highly impressed with this battery. We have conductors that are larger than typically seen on these batteries. All sorts of goodies, metal bracketing. So yeah, I'm impressed. We passed capacity, we passed low temp, we passed high temp. Everything is working great on this battery and it's cheap price. So I'll leave links in the description below. Please check them out and let me know what you think. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Bye.